Hello, Guardians. Today is Friday, December 30th, 2022. My name's Danfinity, and welcome to Destiny Digest. We're going to keep things short and simple because it's been a slow news week, but one of some importance. First, before we get into that, I wanted to thank everybody who donated to the Second Helpings Feeding Frenzy 2022 that we did on Wednesday. We ended up raising $5,640 to date. I am going to keep the link open in case there's any last minute stragglers that want to donate. But I just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my stupid little heart. You guys did a tremendous amount of work for them. I believe they tweeted saying that it was the equivalent of 3,080 meals that will be given out to people in my community. So thank you so much for all that you do. Now into the brief news this week. This is Dylan's final watch. Thank you, Dylan, for all that you've done for the Destiny community, to keep us informed, to humanize the community manager role, and for all the bread memes. As you've probably noticed, Destiny has had a lot of connection issues lately, especially with servers. I myself had a few weasel errors when completing different activities with folks. One to the point where we were running a legendary Seraph Shield with somebody, my friend Ghostface Joker, and it booted him at the first boss. It was a whole fiasco. On Wednesday, December 28th, the Bungie Help team posted out, as the team continues to investigate issues causing numerous error codes, the Destiny API will remain offline. We are currently targeting a fix for early next week, but will provide additional updates when possible. Community Manager Dylan gave a brief detail. Since the release of Revision 0, the team has been monitoring a rise in error codes. A bug deep in the way that the new exotic was set up is causing some pretty gnarly game API issues, resulting in full server crashes, which boots hundreds of people at any given time. This could also result in the final moments before an error not being recorded, leading to reports of a triumph not being honored or a job being lost. In the last couple of days, the team has gotten closer to identifying the root issue, but we are faced with a few options. 1. Disable the new exotic entirely, which may not prevent the overall issue. 2. Disable the API, which will make transferring weapons a bit more difficult. And 3. Do nothing while the team continues to investigate a potential fix and continue to watch players hit error codes. Option 2 felt to be the best. While we understand the inconvenience, this not only lets players continue to engage with the new mission and exotic, but also prevents the continued onslaught of errors and missing item reports. It's always tricky when triaging issues like this, especially during the holiday period, but we feel we've landed on the best option for players during this time. The team is looking to provide additional details as they can, so please stay tuned to Bungie Help for more. With the API being down, folks on the internet were worried that some of the emblems that would go away on 12/31 were just going to disappear and not be able to be claimed. Bungie Help earlier on December 29th said, Bungie rewards that were set to expire on 12/31 will have the claim by dates extended. Players will be able to claim these rewards once API functionality has been restored. So that still means that you need to get in your Vow of the Disciple and your King's Fall Sherpas before the 31st in order to claim those emblems at a later date when the API comes back up. I know producer Seth is really gunning for that King's Fall emblem, so we'll be helping folks out later on today if you haven't run King's Fall yet. I believe it's like 10 Sherpa clears or something like that. I don't know. It's a number. Other than that, there's really no other news. The next TWAB will be here in a couple of weeks, and I should have a new interview episode for you next week as well. I will say there are a couple of videos that you should definitely check out. Datto's Destiny 2, 9 more small and petty things I'd like to see fixed was an excellent watch. A lot of quality of life, changes that he would like to see brought in, and many that I agree with. Specifically, whenever you put a banner down, that it should reload all of your weapons for you. Small stuff like that. It's a really solid, thought out video. I will also say, Feline's Destiny 2 Spire of the Watcher speedrun world record in 7 minutes and 40 seconds is a sight to behold as well. It is bonkers. While I was watching, I didn't see any like out of bounds skips or anything like this. This is entirely able to be done inside the game, and it is wild to see. There's some tactics that I'm going to be using in my next runs for sure. But that pretty much wraps it up for this week, Guardians. My name's Danfinity. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and the TikTok at Danfinity, where the eyes are else. You can find me on Twitch 3 days a week, twitch.tv/Danfinity, helping Guardians through PvE content. If you'd like to support the show, please remember to rate and review on your podcast platform of choice. Anything you say helps us in the algorithms, and this show is also listener supported. So if you want to give $3 a month to help keep the lights on, head on over to coffee.com/Danfinity, ko-fi.com/Danfinity. All the links are in the show notes. Thank you once again. Have a happy new year, and I hope you find what you're grinding for.